think I'm ready. Hello, Sheila. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. Just making sure I've got everything set up and ready to go. Hair is falling down, of course. So hello. Welcome. Today we are working once again on the new start from yesterday. The Minin Dreaming of Being Human. I love it. Hi, Maddie. Welcome. All right. So I have my tea. I have my pattern keeper, my threads, and everything. Don't have my scissors nearby. Hold on. They're on the other desk. There we go. Everybody hear me okay? Hello from Texas. Hi, Jody. Welcome. I actually was raised in Texas. What area? See if I know it. All right. So we are going to go ahead and start stitching here. Okay, here. Sorry. See if I can keep this from wiggling on you guys. I love my Lowry stand, but it can sometimes be a little wiggly. All right. There we go. Hello, Simon. Yeah? Sorry, Cat decided to push the door open and come in. Willis. I think I've heard of that. I grew up in East Texas around Tyler area. Great, I'm glad. Yeah, I grew up around Tyler, Texas. I do believe I've heard of Willis, though. Let's see, where am I? I actually need to go down to go back up. Hi, Christy! Conroe, I know Conroe. Well, I've heard of Conroe. Been through Conroe. I lived off in a little bitty town called Troop. But we were like 30 minutes from Tyler, near 30 minutes from Jacksonville, and 30 minutes from Henderson, Texas, if you know any of those. Okay, so we are going to take a path down. How's everybody doing today? Is everybody going to be able to stitch with me? Or life getting in the way? Or just not in a stitchy mood? I figured I'd get my stitch with me done early today, as when I wait till later in the night, my brain kind of fries on me. And I can't think. Alright, I need to bring this in. There we go. Palestine, yep. I've heard of Elkhart as well, yep. Like I said, I lived in that area for probably about 15 years before we moved away. Yup, I've met quite a few. Makes me miss Texas a little bit, but we moved up here. I live in Indiana. We moved up here to be closer to family. And it's like, since I've made the move, my mom's moved back up here, my aunt and uncle are moving up here this year, so it's like everybody's slowly progressing back into this area. Stitching on sleep. She sleeps again. Great. stitching on first full coverage, Mr. and Miss Cardinal from Cross Stitch Studios. Nice. Is my logo covering my face on YouTube? No, I don't think so. It just looks bigger on my screen. Oh yes, I took my dive into my first HAED in January actually. I started January of this year. That is my Kitten and the Rose that I've done. I haven't gotten a lot of stitching done on it recently. Well, let me take that back. I did get a good stitching on it last week. Because I was taking it from diagonal squares to regular diagonal stitch. Family is, yes, it is. And unfortunately, my husband's family has all passed. His mom and dad passed away. So we didn't have, you know, much holding us in Texas anymore. And my husband's very asthmatic as well. And he was having issues with his asthma. Moving up to Indiana has helped him a lot with his asthma. So, because it's a drier climate up here, I guess. So he doesn't have as many asthma attacks or as much issues breathing, so. Oop, oop. Alright, making sure I'm in the right spot. I don't think I am. Hold on. Diagonal squares. I enjoyed the diagonal squares. I did those, for a good 6 months. And I enjoyed them, but I don't like having excessive uses of the same color. And with the diagonal squares that I was doing, I did each square their own strands of color, which it's fine, it worked great. But I was watching somebody do the actual diagonals and realized that normally you don't have too many repeat strands too often. So I gave it a try and I've been obsessed with it. Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm right. I'm in the right stitch. Was just thinking I was doing something wrong, but I'm not. All right. Let me know if my fingers get in the way. I've gotten a little better about making sure my fingers don't block the path, but always those days. Right now, we're basically, I basically stopped last night on this just because I knew it was all a fill of this one color. I'm like, this is the perfect stitch with me process. Because all of this is going to be one color, so I don't have a lot of thread changes and not too much concentration. So I shouldn't make any errors. You know, I've already made a boo-boo in my cross stitch, but it's like I didn't bother unstitching it because it was just one stitch, just moved one stitch over too far, and I was like, you know what, nobody's gonna notice. And the way I see it, it makes it my pattern only. It's unique to everybody else's. So if I can fudge it where it's not noticeable to anybody else, and normally once you get past that point, you don't even notice it. Normally I just leave it alone. and just try to work around it. I had tried to do tent stitch with this. Just don't think I'm going to be a tent stitcher. I don't feel like the coverage is enough for me for tent stitch. And then when I do leave the crosses uncrossed, I feel like I need to go cross them. You know, it bothers me when it's not crossed. So, like, I technically started this before stream yesterday, because I like did this first section here, and I just didn't like it. 1/1 tent was just too thin. 2/1 tent looked fine. It was just, I just felt like I needed to cross them. Preference, yeah. So. I don't think I'm going to be a tent stitcher, even though the idea of it is sweet. Ah! Unhook. I'm gonna have to get some more scroll frames, because I'm having to pull projects off to have access to projects, and that I don't like doing that. I like all my projects on frames. I have some on Q-snaps. I have most of them well, no. I have the almost equal amount of them on Q-snaps and scroll frames. I like the Q-snaps for certain projects. I like the scroll frames for others. Scroll frames I like having most of my big projects on, so I can see what I'm working on. I like seeing as much of the picture as possible. Now, my pandemic and harmony are on Q-snaps, but I'm okay with that. They're working out all right. I can see enough of the harmony that it doesn't bother me. Pandemic, with it being, you know, just repeat little patterns, you're basically seeing what you're working on as you go. Unlike with my Heaven and Earth, Kitten and the Rose, when I had that in a Q-snap, I didn't like it because I couldn't see the figure. I couldn't see the cat. You know, I could never get the Q-snap big enough to get enough of the pattern so that I can see what I'm creating. And I feel like this one here is going to be the same way. I'm going to want to see as much of the pattern as possible so that I keep working on it. I'm hoping that my glasses come in Thursday, because they're just either going to be in this week or next week. So really hoping they get in this week. Don't really have bad eyesight, but I do have stigmatisms, which cause my eyes to strain when I'm looking at things. I've had stigmatisms for a while. I have an old pair, but the problem is my stigmatism has gotten a lot worse over the last year, that the old ones just give me a headache. Come on. There we go. So, I've also decided that I'm going to be getting my hair cut this week. So, might be doing it later today. I don't know exactly if I'm going to do it today or if I'm going to do it tomorrow afternoon. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. I just know that it's going to be short. Probably pixie cut like. I get real bad headaches when my hair is long. So I try to do the swing bob for a while, but it's just too much. I keep getting a headache and I don't like it. And it's not because of the stitching, because it was like I was getting headaches last week and I didn't really even stitch that much last week. I've always had an issue with my hair giving me a headache. So we're going to, what did I just, oh, that's one of those. Hold on. So we're gonna go up here and down. There we go. Much better. Oh, let's see. I'm using my hoop right now. I tried an off-brand Q-snap, couldn't get it off and on. Yeah, Q-snaps do sometimes like feel really tight and tense that way. I agree. A lot of times with the, because I do have the off-brand ones, I don't have very many name brand ones. A lot of times I just slide it off instead of pull it off. And that is like that at first, but it does loosen up to the point where you're like trying to put fabric underneath it so that it stays taut. Because I think that's the one reason I have an issue with Q-snaps. Is it gets loose pretty, you know, you can loosen it pretty easy by accident. Where what I like about my scroll frames is they don't tighten on me they don't loosen on me that much. You know, I keep basically the same tension with the scroll frame at all times. Unless I loosen it. Or at least the ones that I've got. I don't know, I might have just got lucky with the frames that I picked. I just bought them off Amazon. Alright, so I've got that section filled in. Side edges. Let me mark. There we go. Now we're gonna go up here. Oops. All right. I don't know. I've never gotten into the hoops. I always seem to knock the tension out of them. But I've also, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Never been able to use the hoop myself, but everybody has different preferences. Yeah, I got one of mine from Michael's, one of mine from Hobby Lobby, and then my mom found one at Goodwill that she gave me, and I have that one currently on my Heaven and Earth design. Yeah, they are tight on the fabric, but I mean, most of the time your fabric is, it feels like it's going to rip the fabric, but the fabric normally is pretty sturdy. I mean, think of the tension that you put on them when you're tightening them for the Q-snap, and for the, you know, you've got that tight tension. And like with the Q-snaps, like I said, instead of trying to pull up on it, slide. In just a second. See, I've got one of my little ones. This is Hobby Lobby Q-snaps, and they are very hard to pull up. So what I tend to do is slide off. So it's like they are hard to pull up, but as long as you're carefully pulling, you should be fine. I mean, cross-stitch fabric and patterns are meant to last for years, you know. So I think that, you know, as long as you're careful, you should be fine. But I mean, don't feel like you have to use the Q-snap if you don't like it. There's everybody is different. Everybody has different ideas of tension. You know, it's like, I will agree. The hoops, you can get a tighter tension on it because it's depending on the size of the hoop that you're using. The thing about cross stitch is there's no wrong way to do it. True, I don't use dark fabric, so that is something to, if you do. Yeah, like if you have your fabric folded. See, like I have mine slightly folded here. You can also pull here on the fabric to pull it off, if you have it that way. Or like, I don't know if you can see it, but here, it's not all the way. I can sit there and roll this all the way off if you have hemmed edges. If you don't have hemmed edges, you have to, you know, that might not be such a good idea. But yeah. But yeah, that's the one thing I like about cross stitch. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You do the way that works for you. Like I did my first attempt at stitching in hand. That was a fun experience. It's not something I'm going to do a lot. But it's not something that if I had another small project that I wouldn't stitch in hand again. Ah. Yeah, if you don't have much strength in your hands, trying to get them off is kind of rough. Don't like Q-snaps. Either frames or a good quality hoop. One of these days I'm going to break down and I'm going to buy me one of those frames. I will. I have a hard time spending large amounts of money. And those frames are expensive, even though I've heard so many good things about them. But then again, it took everything I had to spend the money to buy my Lowry stand, because it's like, that's a lot of money to spend on a crafty item. But with as much as I do craft, I realize that it's worth it. So when I go to get some extra money and go to buy a new frame, I'm definitely going to look into trying to get one of those types of scroll frames. Especially if I decide to do any project larger than what I'm currently working on, which I don't know that I will, because I've seen some of those frames that are like as long as a couch. It's like, wow, I wouldn't even know where to put that. Yes, they take a long time to get to you. You know, the scroll frame that I'm using now, I bought these off Amazon. They're not the greatest, but they work for what I need right now. I'm happy with them. And I will probably buy another set of them eventually. Trying to make sure it's easier for me to stitch this way when I'm in the corner, because I can put my elbow on my armrest so I can stitch. So I'm just trying to make sure I keep my fingers out of the way. Yeah. Well, at the time, I didn't have the money to get one, and I didn't have the patience. I'm very bad about ordering something and waiting for it. I'm very impatient. I want it now, now, now. I know. I yell at my kids all the time because they have no patience, and I'm the same way. They get it honestly. But I'm thinking, maybe throwing a link out there to family members, being like, you wanna buy me Christmas? Buy me one of these. I'll be happy. Just tell me you ordered it. I'll know it's on its way. Because for Christmas last year, my grandpa had bought me a lap stand. And I still use it. I use that when I go, a lot of times when I decide to lay down and read. When I decide to lay down on the bed and stitch, which isn't that often. But I also tend to use it in the chair downstairs too. Just so I don't have to haul my Lowry stand up and down the stairs. And it holds my scroll frames pretty well. I know once I get done with my stream today, I've got to go to Walmart. My oldest is going to start taking over doing the dishes, but they don't like the dishwater on their hands. They're grossed out by it. So I'm going to go buy some rubber gloves so they can do the dishes. It's always been my other daughter and me that took care of the dishes, but they said that they'd take over to help out since they are currently not working anymore. And both me and my other daughter do. So, yay. And then I get to figure out what we're doing for supper. Because I don't have anything thawed, so I might just pick something up from Walmart to fix for supper tonight. And go ahead and pull out food for tomorrow. I think tomorrow, maybe we'll do tacos. Or chicken spaghetti. One of the two. I'll get everybody's vote and then we'll go from there. I normally let everybody in the household decide what we're going to be eating. Unless it's a fend for yourself night, and then I fix what I want to fix and tell everybody else, if you don't want it, find something else. Alright, so we are almost done with this section. And then we get to start the next diagonal line. There we go. Oh, I'll be happy next week when I can take the cones off and not have to watch the kittens anymore. Where was I? Here? I believe it's here. There we go. Had to make sure I was in the right spot. Alright, so we've got that done. I got one little spot there, but I can always grab that. The other thing. Alright, so our next triangle has a lot of new colors in it. Not triangle, diagonal. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the colors that I already have in it. Let's look here. Quantum, okay. Okay. I know there's some frames that take forever to get found. Okay, so we're gonna start down here. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this one here. This is gonna be the first one I work with. And we're gonna work up. Yeah, I know there was one frame that took a while to get once you order it. But like I said, I tend to have like issues spending a lot of money on stuff. And the frames, you know, do cost a pretty penny. I have an issue going to go buy new threads when I need threads, and those are only 60 cents a piece. But yeah, it's just the way I am. I'm a penny pincher. Unless it's something that I really need, or I finally just say, forget it, I'm doing it anyway. Which is what I've done a lot of times with my cross stitch stuff. It's like, I want it, I'm doing it, don't care how it makes me feel. Because I feel good when I'm stitching. But I don't ever put ourselves in a bind to buy something. Thankfully, I'm not, I grew out of that stage of life. Alright. Alright, so there's 1, 2, right? Make sure I'm in the right spot. I'm not in the right spot. Am I? I'm a $3 hoop girl myself from Hobby Lobby. Nice. 1.5 years. Wow. Yeah. Not sure I could tolerate that. Wow. Alright, let me see here. I'm confusing myself where I'm supposed to be at. So we're just gonna go here. 1, 2, 3, and here. Alright, so I am in the right spot. It just doesn't seem right. Yeah. I've bought a few snaps. I've bought my scroll frames that I currently have. One of them came with the stand, the lap stand that I bought, or that was purchased for me at Christmas. The other, I bought a set of I bought a set of scroll frames from Amazon. It had 3 scroll bars, 3 different sizes, and 2 connectors to connect the scroll bars for about 45 bucks. And those are, you know, so I have 3 scroll frames at one time that I can use. And I have all 3 in use. And I got all 4 bars in use. Yeah. So now I need to go up here to there. One, 2, 4? No. I'm confusing myself a little here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm over here. There's one, there's two, there's three. Yes, okay. I found myself. Took me just a minute here. Yeah. I can imagine, Sheila, that. I don't even know if PO'd would be the right word. Alright, so we're gonna take all these threads. And we're going to put them over here so I can see. Alright, so I'm gonna mark where I'm at so far so I don't get lost. And move this up. Yeah, I mean, there are so many people out there who use hoops, they use scroll frames, who stitch in hand. I applaud the ones that can sit there and roll it up and stitch in hand. Because I'm like, I did that for my little, you know, this little bitty bookmark piece. And I see people who like have like large chunks of fabric bunched up stitching in their hand. I'm like, wow. Yay for you. It's amazing. Okay, so 1. And 2. Three. My watch is telling me I need to stand up. Alright, so we'll do that there. Alright. Now here. But I'm also going to pop over here as well and do these two. That way I don't have to go backtracking. For me, the hardest to stitch on finding where I'm stitching at is when it's a new color, like, and there's not many stitches that I can reference in the blank square. That makes it a little hard for me to stitch because I feel like counting is a little hard for me. I always seem to miscount if I don't have numbers to represent. Like, I've seen some people who sit there and can go from this area here and then like jump over here, no problem, know exactly where they're at. I just don't. Stitching mommy stitches everything in Hammond, even huge full coverage pieces, and don't know how to spell. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people who stitch in hand, and it's amazing to watch them, how they do the sewing. Some of them do the sewing method. It's like, wow. Like, I attempted the sewing method, but I feel like my stitches looked weird when I did it, so I wasn't getting the tension right. At least that's what I figured after watching a bunch of a bunch of YouTube videos about it. Okay, so we're going to, since this is going to be coming back down, I'm going to be working in a different pattern. So we're going to go here. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in these 3. Try I don't catch any strands here. Alright, so we're gonna fill these back in. Yeah, I totally get the not knowing how to spell, not knowing how to speak. You know, words are hard. Alright. I did something wrong. Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing wrong. Oh well, I will fix it. So we're gonna go here. And then we're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. No. Either that's in the wrong spot or I'm in the wrong spot. Give me just a second here. There's that one. There's this one. This is in the wrong spot. So let me fix myself here. Sorry. So if this is in the wrong spot, it's in the wrong spot. All right, so this is not in the right spot. So where would this go? Okay, so this is here. All right, sorry, I have found an error, so I'm trying to fix it. Stitching Mommy does a bit of her work, so does Jammin', Rocking Stitcher, Jammin'. I don't know. I'll have to look up the names. I'm not sure I've even watched either one of those two, so I'll go check them out as well. Because I like watching in-hand stitching. It's really cool. Okay, so let me situate here. Okay, so this is going to be here, which means this is in the wrong spot as well. So that one stitch is in the wrong spot, but oh well. Not too worried about that one stitch. I can work around it. So this is going to go here. No, it can't be there. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7. 10. So that has to be the right spot. Because this is 10. Okay. Pull that back out, because that's got to be the right spot. Because that's 10 and 3 down. So that's right. Love Rocking Stitcher. Okay. So this one we'll go here. We'll go one over. Come on. There. Okay. Now that is right. Don't lose a needle. Alright. Hi Yvonne, how you doing? Yeah, I will definitely look up those streamers and YouTubers and watch their videos, because I'm pretty sure I haven't followed those, subscribed to them. I don't think I've run across them yet. How are you doing, Yvonne? I'm doing good so far, just fixing an error. I was stitching in the wrong spot. Okay, got that all situated, all back into order. What are you working on today, Yvonne? Okay, now we're going to go here. There we go. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. You getting some stitching done today? Alright, and then now we're gonna go up. So we are going to go up. Yep. Yes, I started this yesterday. This is the Heaven and Earth design, dreaming of being mini dreaming of being human. Watching football, nice. Yeah, this is I started this yesterday on my Stitch With Me, my floss tube Stitch With Me, and then proceeded, like, I was enjoying it so much, I was like, I've got to keep going. So I decided to do a live Stitch With Me today. There we go. I have gotten back on track. I don't even think my stuff was out of line. It was just me thinking it was out of line, because I put all the strands back where they were. But I did see an issue. Hold on, I forgot to do it. That needed to be stitched. That's what I had forgotten. Should have done it over there, but oh well. Just waste a little thread. Alrighty. No, not there. I'm gonna do here because it's one above. There we go. Then now here, and then time to park. Because I did those two already, and this is going to park here. And we're gonna park that, lane that thread over there, and mark what I've done. Mark that it's parked, because I keep forgetting to do that. Alrighty. Now we're going to grab this one down here. It's got some down there. So let's see. This is the one. I'm doing this one a little different. The strands are a little longer than I normally work with. For my 1/1, this is normally the strand length that I use for my 2/1. Because I was planning on trying this tent stitch 2/1. I figured that's where I would end up with it. But we'll see. Just gives me a little more strands to fight with, but it should be alright. Alright, so we are going to go here. Pull this down just a little longer, so I don't have such quite as long as a pull. Yeah, I know I'll probably work on this for the rest of the weekend, and then probably I think I'm gonna work on Pandemic on my night times, cross stitching this week. I want to get some progress on Pandemic. I haven't really gotten a whole lot of stitches in, so I know I had said I was going to just focus on all my small stuff, but I think I'm going to like leave work days for those here. Yes. Yeah, leave my work days for in the morning time to work on my small projects, at least until closer to Christmas, because I'm making good progress on them so far, and I can normally get about 100 to 200 stitches on it. And then about 5 o'clock in the evening, make that my big pattern time, because I have a bunch of them and I enjoy working on them, so I want to keep working on them. Alright, so I've got those two. Now, come down here. Alright, so now we're going to go down here. I think this is right. Yes. All right. I always try to use the threads that I have in use already before I add any new threads. Unless the thread that I have in use is has a lot, then I try to do the add-in threads and then fill in, because I like doing the larger portion first. Here. Nope. Here. Make sure I'm at the right spot. Yep. Alrighty. And that is all of this color in this diagonal. And park here. Do mark, mark, pull it down, park. There we go. Next color. Let me look. That's got a few. That has 2. So we're gonna grab that one because it just has these 2. 161. That would be this one. There we go. All right. All right, now let us do here. All right, now there's here. Where I go 1, 2, 1, 2, over. Sorry, my finger was in the way. I apologize. All right, and now we're going to go over 6. 6. Sure, I'm right. Yep. And there's that one. Mark it. Then that one. I don't see. Oh, way down there. We're gonna go ahead and just finish this one. There's none of them up anywhere real close, so I'm just gonna grab. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Just gonna grab this one, and we're going to end it. We're gonna do this stitch and end. So the way I tend to end on my full coverage is a loop finish pin stitch, or half a pin stitch, I guess is what it's called. So I do my normal first cross, and then I go up, down, and then back up in the other hole. Then I go back down where my loop was at. So now I've got that there, and then I come a stitch or 2 over, and we are going to do a pin stitch now. Actually half a pin stitch. Just kind of go up, through, and then back down. So now that is locked. And then I come back up a hole or two over and snip it. Pull taut. There we go. Mark that. And let us put this back on the ring. So 413. I'm going to do this. Sorry, I'm moving over to where I have my thread hanging so I can put it. Alright. There we go. It is now all connected. Alright, and the next color, there's quite a few of that one. What about this one? That is this one, right? Yes. I really enjoy these Stitch With Me's. They're just fun. They remind me when I used to stream on Twitch. I don't know. I have a harder time doing a stream on Twitch than I do going live on YouTube. No idea why. When I stream on Twitch, I have a hard time talking unless somebody's talking to me. For some reason on YouTube, I can normally chatter away at nothing. So, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. Alright, let's see. Alright, so these are starting to get long enough where I might have to start branching out on colors, but not yet. Alright. So that is this one. We're actually going to do this one first. Yeah. So we're going to do that one first. And that is this one. There we go. All right. I have a little longer to go. I'll probably go to about 1:30. And then I'm gonna call it a stream, because that way I can go get the things I need done at Walmart and get back so I can start stitching again. Oh. Alright, so here. I gotta keep my fingers out of the way. Got hair. I'm trying to stitch in my hair. Alrighty. Now, did I do? Yeah. I looked a little off there for a second. Alright, now we're gonna go over I'm down 2. Oh, wee. I know this evening I'm going to be listening to audiobooks. I've been running a lot of TV in the background, but I think tonight I'm going to put on an audiobook and just listen while I stitch. I did real good last week. I made it to the gym almost every day of the week. I didn't make it to the gym on Thursday, as my daughter decided to take me out to eat to a buffet, which I hadn't been to a buffet since like 2019. So a Chinese buffet, I like ate so much. I was like, there was no way I was making it to the gym. Now I didn't make it to the gym on Friday, but I did get on the treadmill for 30 minutes, so it still was a workout day. So I'm not really doing workouts on the weekend. My plan is to work out during the week. After I get off work. If I go to the gym, do my gym workout, normally food is something that, needs about an hour or so to cook. So I can put that on, go to the gym, then come back and have food ready. If it's not, then it's something that's pretty quick to fix. When I get back from the gym, I can easily get it fixed up real quick. But I just want to tone up a little bit. Don't really need to lose any more weight. Last year I lost about 30 pounds. I'm good where my weight is at. I just want to tone up fat. I guess is the way to say it. Basically, I just go do a couple of weights, and a couple of machine workouts, and the treadmill. Basically the only things I do. Squats, belly crunches. Nothing major. I'm not a big workout person. And hopefully I keep up with it, because I tend to fall off the wagon after a week or so. Because it's not the first time I've started a gym routine. Go. Mark. Double check there's nothing down there. Nope, nothing down there. Alright. So now we'll do this one. That is here. I think once I get done with this thread, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it. That'll put me right at 1:30, and it's getting close to lunchtime. I'm getting hungry. Alright, so I'm going to scroll in with this so I can see where my stitches should be. Now when I get a little further on like larger lines, I'm gonna start working in just 10 by 10 squares or 10 by 10 diagonals. So like I would just work here 10 by 10 and then the next line 10 by 10, but since these were kind of short, I figure I'm just doing them all together since we're just starting the project. So I appreciate everybody who came and hung out with me today. No, keep getting hung there. Oh, there we go. I got a knot. There we go. I got rid of it. Haha. I like those kind of knots. The knots that you get and then are able to get rid of very quickly. Okay, so I'm just gonna go there. Then here. Yep. Pop up here, grab these two, and then we'll go back down. Here? No. Here. Yeah. Make sure I was in the right spot. I'm not in the right spot. Hold on. That's the right spot. It's weird. I have less people talking and I'm making more mistakes than when I did when I had people talking to me. I'm a weirdo. Oh well. It's life. It's the way it always seems to go. When you're more when I'm more distracted, I tend to get the stitches a little more correct. Oh well. Actually, we're going to continue this way. There we go. It's looking right. The diagonal is halfway showing. Crap, oh, I keep doing that. Alrighty. Oh, wait. My back is telling me about it today. I think I have my Lowry stand just a little low. So I'm having to hunch over a little more than normal. Normally I have it up higher. But I was stitching in my work chair with it. I don't think I adjusted it to the right height, because my work chair is higher. So I have to lower it when I come to my personal desk, and I think I lowered it just a little too low. And I don't notice it until after I've been stitching for a bit. Alright, let's see. Mark where I'm at. Down. Alright. So this is gonna go here. Alrighty, we have a few more stitches, I think 2 more stitches, and this is going to be the end of mine today. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yep. Alright, and then this one is going to go here, and that one is done. Alright, so we are going to wrap this up. I need to get my thread bobbin things so these things can get all wrapped up and not hanging quite so loosely. Alright, so this is the end of me. I did a total of 140 stitches in the hour-and-a-half stream that I've done so far, so not too bad. Especially as there was a lot of confetti. So for now we are done. As I just stated, sorry, I am repeating myself. So, I am saying goodbye. Have a great day. Thank you for everybody who came in and hung out with me. I will be checking out Stitching Mama Stitches, and also Jammin' Rocking Stitcher. So definitely looking forward to seeing their Stitch with Me's, or floss tubes, or whatever they're doing. I do like watching the in-hand stuff. So I think that's all I've got, and I will see y'all next time for the floss tube. Bye, everybody.